Hello and welcome to Karma's a Stitch. I'm Tonya, and this is a YouTube channel where I talk about knitting and crochet, and it appears as if some other crafty stuff seems like it's going to be coming in soon, which I will be sharing. Now, I typically record a video once a week, and in the past, when I have missed times, it's like, oh, I'm going through a divorce and I don't want to be a Debbie Downer on anybody's day. So maybe it's a good time for me to take a break from YouTube. So I took a break or something else happens. You guys, I missed last week, and I missed last week because of time flies when you're having fun. That's it. That's all there is. I have been having so much fun these last 2 weeks. I don't know if many of you know this, but I used to dye yarn. I took a big break through a period of time, through some relationship changes and household stuff, and I'm now getting back into it. And I have been having so much fun, and I have my first trunk show scheduled for the end of April on local yarn shop day. Like, how perfect is that going to be? So I've been so busy with colors, and I'll share with some of that later. I got a new toy that I've been playing with for crafty stuff, and we're getting ready to do a make-along with our local yarn shop. And I don't want to share too much about how that came up, because it was a conversation with me and the shop owner. And I was like, you know what? What if we had a make-along with all of our scraps? Like, nobody needs to buy a big set of yarn. It could be knitting projects, crochet projects, but when you start this hobby of knitting or crochet, or really any type of hobby, crafty hobby, you end up with scraps and leftovers. What do you do with them? So we are going to be doing a make-along for scrappy projects, and I plan on taking some of my examples, projects I've done with scraps, and the shop owner, Erica, has some samples of scrappy projects, and we are gonna just have a great time. And I said, what fun would it be if we had scrap sacks, so that between now and the time that the make-along starts, we have a sack to collect our scraps in. So I've been making personalized scrap sacks for people, and I'm just having so much fun, you guys. You can't see it all around me because I knew I was going to turn my camera on, so I shuffled stuff around so you wouldn't see what a chaotic mess I'm living in at this moment in my craft area. But I have a serger, and I have a sewing machine, and I have 3 different printers that print 3 different things over there, and my Cricut heat press, and my Cricut, and my new toy over here, and this bag here is full of dyed yarn, and I have some, let's see if I can show you here, if I grab a couple of these. I have some minis laying on the table that I just wound. Like, I have just been having, I'm just surrounded by crafty chaos, and it's amazing. Here is an example of our scrap sacks. I think it's fantastically worded, Scrap Tonya's sack. And originally I had scrap down here, but I really like this, so this is what I'm doing. And we're going to be starting a make-along at the yarn shop, and I'm making bags for people that are personalized, and I'm very excited. But none of that is what you're here for. You are not here to hear all of my crafty excuses about how much fun I've been having. You're here to see some knitting. So if you are new here, I'm sorry about that introduction. That was a lot. As I rethink that, that was a really long introduction. So if you're still here, thank you for sticking through it. I really do talk about my knitting projects or crochet, whatever that week entails. But what I have been doing for the past year is rolling the dice. I have an app on my iPad. I roll the dice, and it tells me which cubby to go to on my whip wall and which project to take out of the cubby, and I work on that project for a week. Now, I'm going to be truthful with you. the last time I rolled the dice, I rolled my bluegrass shawl, which is completely brioche, and I made some really good progress on it. And I was very excited, and I did really good. And then I put it down because the week was up and I was going to record videos. But I ended up not recording because I was out in my my she shed where I have my dye pots, and I was a steamy hot mess, and my hair was pulled up, and I was just a wreck. And that's how I've been functioning. So there was no camera time for me in that time. So I put that project down, and then I had, you know, church. So I picked up another project that's just round and round, and I had a couple cast-ons. So I'm gonna start by sharing my bluegrass shawl, because that's what I rolled last time. And I made some pretty good progress on this. And this is by Woolen Pine. And I love multiple things about this project. The first thing that I absolutely love is that I don't have to deal with many ends, because you have fringe. You're gonna have fringe on the bottom of this shawl, and I will even it all out so it looks really nice and pretty. And the other thing that I love about this with the brioche is that you have a dark side and then you have a light side. So if you want to see where I was when we rolled the dice, I was right here. And I did a bit, and then I realized I had to take it down even further than where I had started. And I redid it, and I continued on up. So I feel like I did some pretty good progress on this that week. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. If you've ever done brioche, if you have never done brioche, I don't know that I would start with this project, but I've only done a couple other brioche projects, and this one has been a challenge for me, just because of some of the increases and decreases and keeping track of that part and reading my work. It's been a nice challenge. It's definitely stretched my mental space, and I've truly enjoyed it. But it's time for this to go back on the whip wall, and we will roll the dice and see what's coming off of the whip wall. But I'll do that at the end of the video, just because I'm already here and I want to share with you what my other whips are, or what my other projects are. So I mentioned that I had a project that I just picked up that required round and round knitting. And I have to say that's what I have mainly worked on this past week, because it is for a friend of mine and it's for a show that she has the end of February. And this sucker is going to be finished. I want this done for her. So you may know what I'm talking about. And this is the Nanilchik Swan Show. And it's by Caitlin Hunter. Here is a picture of what it looks like. It's basically a poncho, so the sleeves start way down, like it's like a poncho, so the body of it would kind of go up like bat wings. And the sleeves, this is as long as the sleeve is. It's like 7 or 8 inches. So this is what I have that I've been working on this week. And when you guys saw this last, I believe I was right here where this lifeline is. So all I have left to do is the body of this. And I am making it a little bit longer. I'm doing this for a friend who's a dyer, and she wanted this sample done in her wool. And how beautiful are those colors? Look at that. Just look at those colors. It's absolutely stunning. She did an amazing job. And then here is where I broke for sleeves. And I'll pick up the stitches here. And I think, like I said, I have like 7 or 8 inches that I need to do. And it's ribbing for the sleeves. And she did want her sleeves a little bit longer. But the body portion, I'm almost to the length where I get to start doing the ribbing. I need to measure this on her, and then I'll know how much more we have to go. So if this is your wool, Inner Yarns in, I need to see you. I need to see you soon so we can try this on. But there's a lot of stitches on the needle, so going round and round and round has been perfect while I'm waiting for dye pots to heat up, and I'm waiting for colors to set, and I'm waiting for things to rinse, and I'm waiting for things to dry. Like, it's been amazing. And this is what I've been sitting in church knitting on. So I've really had a good time with this project, but I am at that point of it where it's just going round and round and round. But it will be finished for her to wear and have as a sample at this show at the end of February, because I'm not putting this back on the whip wall. This is sitting with me. This is going in my car with me. Like, Alex has a haircut appointment tonight. I will be sitting working on this at the haircut. I have a procedure tomorrow, so I will be kind of laid up for a couple of days, and I'll be working on this project, just because it's round and round and round, and I don't have to think about it, which will be perfect. It'll be absolutely perfect. But I do have 3 cast-ons this week, and I do want to share them. Today is the 30th as I record this, and I have 2 or 3 others that I want to cast on. I'll see what I can do between today and tomorrow. I'm not pushing myself. They can wait for the next cast-on party if they need to, which is totally fine. But this first one is, or the first 2, I guess, are both socks, everyday socks. And if you are new here, you will not understand the irony of the fact that I have multiple pairs of socks on the needles right now, because I am not a sock knitter. They are all, these 2 pair are about at the same place. And I prefer working on DPNs, but here is their shorty socks, and they have some extra padding here. So here's the back of the sock. There you go. And it comes around, so I'm working on the foot right here. And that's about as far as I got. I got to this point right here where I have some ribbing that I need to do that goes around the support of your foot, and I got each of these socks to that point. I love these socks. They're incredibly comfortable. They're great in my tennis shoes because I have started walking a bit more with me and Cinder. The other color that I'm doing is this right here. It's a really dark blue. So that is 2 of my new cast-ons. Now, the third one is called Julie's Wrap, and it's by Joji Locatelli. And I saw the picture of this, and I was like, holy cow, that's beautiful. And I love a long wrap. I don't particularly care for triangular shawls. I don't wear them. I just don't wear them. I love making them, but I have lots of them now, and I don't wear them. They go in a tote and they sit there. So I have definitely started leaning towards long rectangular wraps, and I saw the picture of this one. Isn't that beautiful? I love the length of it. I love the edge of this. And as I started looking at this wrap, here you go. I mean, it's just beautiful. And as I started looking at the construction of this, I was like, wow, this is not going to be an exciting knit. This is going to be kind of a humdrum, plug through it kind of a knit, because you start with this rectangle inside. You are just making a giant rectangle, and it's like over 500 rows, over 250 purl ridges. You know, when you count the ridges of your work, and that's a right side and a wrong side, that's your purl ridge. Over 250 ridges okay? And then once you have all that done, you're gonna go around and pick up the outer edge and do this nice, fun border. So I have a lot of just humdrum knitting, which has its place. And though as busy as I have been lately, this one, I was like, okay, I definitely want the finished project. So here you go. This is the progress that I've made. And I have it on this great little tool that I got at Three Loves. And I was just able, because I volunteer at the yarn shop, I was just able to walk around and knit. This is one day's worth of knitting at the yarn shop because I could just walk around. This stitch marker right here marks 25 purl ridges. And like I said, I need over 250. So I have a ways to go, but look at that color. So this is Blue Savannah. What is this color? Kristen, what is this colorway called? Idaho Trillium is what this colorway is called. And it is 80% superwash, 18.5 micron merino, at 10% cashmere, 10% nylon. So that is what I'm using to make this. Oh, Cinder. And I'm loving it. I love working with this wool, and it is absolutely beautiful. This is being done on a US 6. I'm using Chow. But yep, those are my cast-ons this week, or 2 weeks. What else? I need to go roll the dice and see what I'm gonna work on this upcoming week. This is our last week to sign up for bingo. There are some spots left. If you're interested in joining us for knitting bingo, that will be taking place on February 8th. So that's 1 week from this Saturday, at 1 o'clock my time, and I'm in Boise, Idaho in the US. So if you're interested in joining us for bingo, it's going to be a lot of fun. We had some great prizes last time. We'll have great prizes this time. And you'll want to go down below in the description box and check out my Ko-fi page where you can get your spot reserved for knitting bingo. I think that's all I have this week. I have so much to do that I have lots. I have so much to do. So this bag right here is full of dyed wool, and I have 6 of those that I plan on filling up. And then right behind this chair, I have 3 boxes of wool that was delivered yesterday that has over 300 skeins of yarn that need to be done for this trunk show. And I could not be more excited, you guys. I could not be more excited. Yeah, I don't want to turn this into a show and tell, but I'm excited. If you're interested in seeing some of the things I'm doing, leave a comment, let me know, and I'll share. But I did want to get on here and say I haven't completely gone MIA. I've just been having so much fun. So I hope you guys are all enjoying yourselves. We're gonna go roll the dice before I forget and see what I'm gonna work on this week, and then we will talk about that one. Okay, look at that lovely reflection. So here's my iPad. I'm gonna make sure I don't have any other apps open, which I don't. We're gonna open the dice app. We're gonna tap the screen, and we're gonna go to Cubby 6, Project 1. Let's go see what we've got. Okay, so I've got my bluegrass shawl down here, and we rolled the dice, and we're gonna go to Cubby 6. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Project 1. Do you know what this is? I know what this is. Let's go talk about it. Okay, do you know what it is? It's a Stephen West. And it was a cast on that I did for a birthday last year. That's right, last year. And this is the Meshy Twist by Stephen West. Here's my progress. I do have a stitch marker on here, which I'll move up so I can show you progress. Look at that purple. So I do know that I have passed the written project. So the written project says to do so many rows. I've passed that, but I had so much wool left. I have this much more of this color, which I'm going to continue to put in. I'm going to use this much more on the middle section, and then I have this weighed and pulled off, because then I will hold it with my border color, and I'll finish it off with this green. So the pattern again is Stephen West Meshy Twist. And the colorways that I'm using, this is the black one that is the bottom, is Dark and Stormy. It's a 75-25 blend. And it is by So Happy Jane. And then I have the Glamorous, which is this purple, the Glamorous base by Trilogy, which is 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and this is called Goodbye to Life. This came with a Hocus Pocus advent that I got last year. And then this green is Plucky Knitter. It's the Primo fingering. It's a one-hit wonder. It's 75-25. It's a 75-25. So 75% superwash merino, 20% cashmere, 5% nylon. And that's what this green is. And it was a one-hit wonder, so it doesn't really have a color name. But I do have a little more to go. Here we are. I want to get this put into the middle of this Meshy Twist. And it's a pretty easy pattern. You just have to watch your eyelets, watch your yarn overs, and it's a really fun project. I just need to work through it, and this looks like the week I'll be doing that. So that is all I have for this week, you guys. I'm probably going to put a clip in here of some of the stuff I've been doing just to show you guys. So if you're not interested in seeing any of that, you can just turn it right off. You don't have to watch any of it. And I will see you guys next week. I will do good. I will be back next week. I will. But if you're wanting to participate in bingo, please make sure you go do that, because I will be sending bingo cards next Friday to those folks that have signed up. So if you haven't signed up, please do so. And if you have signed up, there was a step in there where I need you to send me an email with some information. So please make sure you've done that as well. And my email address is in the description box below. I have had a few people reach out to me on Instagram, and that may just because I didn't communicate very well what I needed, but I do need you to send that information to my email address, which is listed down below. So I hope you guys are having an absolutely amazing time. I certainly am. And I'll see you guys very soon. Bye.